Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Today, I listened to a podcast yesterday. I was doing some, tidying and getting ready, dumping stuff. And, when you get into moving mode, it's sort of like reverse nesting. I don't know. Is that a thing? And anyway, I was doing that and I was listening to a podcast who was talking about willingness. And gosh, I can't even remember the name of the guy who was doing it. But anyway, this is kind of a tough guy. I can see him in my mind's eye, big muscly dude. And he talks about willingness in a way that I hadn't really thought about before. Maybe it is a guy's perspective, but we're all humans. We need each other, right? Hi, Susan. Hi, Martha. Good to see everyone. It's Thursday. We have a week from today, by the way, is Thanksgiving. Do you have your menus? All you need to do is go to savingdinner.com/thanks to pick them up. We have the classic family. We have keto. We have, what else do we have? Paleo. We have all kinds of stuff in there. So if you can't do dairy or whatever, there's always options. Just check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/thanks. Download them. They're free. And you are also able, if you like, to share the link, the savingdinner.com/thanks. People need resources and help in getting Thanksgiving on the table. We just got a lovely testimonial from Gail, who wrote into customer service to say, hey, thanks for the menus. I've been using your menu since 2010, for 10 years now. So, hey, that says something, doesn't it? They work. There's a timeline there, turkey triage, all the things that you need. So make sure that you're ready. Yes, Trader Joe's has everything for the win. By the way, if you're by a Trader Joe's, they also have really good turkeys and they pre-brine them for you and they do a good job. I've bought those before. This year we're doing a Butcher Box turkey, so I will let you know how it goes. And yes, we're gonna cook the whole darn thing just for the two of us. It will be turkey for days afterwards. There will be turkey everything. And we will hate turkey and swear it off until next November. But we're doing it anyway. So there. What else is new? Oh, are you getting these show notes, by the way? Show notes are everything. The show notes give you the synopsis of what happens today. You'll get it tomorrow. And it'll help you with like action items and the alignment assignment and how you can take this stuff and actually apply it to your life. Not just go, yeah, rah, rah, and then, go off on your way, but actually do something with it. Pretty cool, right? This is what we have. This is how we do it. And it makes so much sense, and it makes it, it helps to reinforce too. The show notes are excellent because Amber does a really good job on them, and, it's a thing to get. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com, and if you see the little pop-up that comes on, don't say, oh, I hate those things. Instead, take us up on it. Fill your name out. You'll get a menu as well, and then you get the show notes on the regular. Plus, that's where we send the screaming deals. Show notes for this show. For every day, we do show notes about the show. So, hey, that's a good thing. Our quote of the week is this: obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Henry Ford said that. And how often do we do that? We're always taking our eyes off the goal and thinking, maybe there's a better way. Maybe I need to be looking at this or that or this or that or this or that. Focus in a big whirlwind. And what happens there? Well, we lose our focus, don't we? And we keep our eyes off the goal and looking everywhere else except on what the things are that we should look at. That's why we always say this, that we need to be focusing on the things that we want to expand in our lives, because what we dwell upon becomes our destiny. We know that. It's factual. That's how our brains work. And by the way, This is flying out the door, the Sleep-Eze. This is our proprietary formula of a sleep, just sleep herbs and things that you can do to enhance your own sleep without having to default to some kind of prescription medication. Or I've heard people taking, you know, different like nighttime Tylenol PM and all that. Don't do that. You're killing your liver. There's ways to do it that will enhance your own liver. And plus, did you know that when you're taking all those sleep aids like Ambien and all that stuff just knocks you out and puts you into a deep sleep, but you don't get all the stages of sleep. That's the restoration that you need. That's everything that you need. You know, let's do it as best we can, naturally. This has changed my sleep enormously. Put 3 in the cart. 1 will be added by us, so that's free. And then if you put ships free, it will get shipped to you free as long as you live here in the United States. Just go to savingdinner.com/show for all the details. We have a supplement of the week every week, and this one we'll have until next Tuesday. Get on it. You know, this is how you save big bucks. We're talking over $30 you'll save just by doing it this way. And these little cups are flying out the door too. These are our mindful mugs. They go out with people who, you know, spend a couple of bucks with us. We want to be your one-stop shop for getting your supplements because we care about you. These supplements have all been crafted by me and our formulator right here in the United States for women our age, for women who need things done for them differently. You know, we don't want to be part of the same thing. We don't want to be doing the same thing men do. We are unique. We have our own unique things. We have our own unique whatevers, and we need to be taken care of that way. And lest you think that you can, you know, you can out-supplement a bad diet, you can't. But I also would say, even with a healthy diet, we still need supplements. We need supplements to help enhance different types of functions in our body and also to help with the food that we're eating. We don't get the same nutrients from food that we did 50 years ago. Things have changed. So just keep that in mind. You know, I'm not a big pill pusher, but I do know stuff that works, and that's why you see it on the Saving Dinner shop. Okay? What else can I tell you about? Did you see the skincare webinar? We talked about everything, including Dr. Pimple Popper, which don't go and watch that on YouTube right now. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We talked about having smooth feet. That's all on the end at the Q&A, where everybody's falling apart laughing. It is a riot to watch and to experience and be a part of. I think we're just going to have to start having pajama parties. That's all. It was a riot. It was so much fun. But there's also a lot of good actionable information about your skin, because your skin, you have to understand, is your biggest organ, and it's the first line of defense for your immune system. And our webinars usually are always free. I'm at 99% of the time. Go to savingdinner.com/skin to get all the details and to watch it. You know, this is going to give you some really good information. I love to share all the good stuff that's going to help you take you to the next level. You know, there's questions. We all have questions. We've got the answers. Tomorrow's Q&A, by the way. Don't forget to send in your question. Send it to support@savingdinner.com, and in the subject line, I want you to just put question for Leanne on Friday, and I will get it. The code for free shipping is ships free. Ships free altogether, one word. I don't think it's capital, you know, cap sensitive or anything like that, but you know, you need to know these things. So here's the hard truth. You ready? This is going to blow you away because I'm telling you, this stuff is like, wow, boom. Well, you've heard that saying, ready, willing, and able, right? I know that we're always ready. Anytime we're thinking about like the change, what do we need to do? How do we do these things? How do we have these things come up in our lives? How do we make that quantum leap into the life that we want? How do we go from having just a vision to actually accomplishing this goal? Well, I was thinking about that, and you know, the ready, willing, and able always, you know, always is the name of the game, right? Of course it is. But I think it is that we're always ready. We're ready for this change. We want it. We feel it. We've got it, right? We're ready for it. We're always able, because we wouldn't be thinking about doing something unless we have the ability, the capacity, and the capability to do something. But the problem is we get stuck on the willing. That's the problem. Willing is the issue. And here's the definition of willing, and that is being inclined or favorably disposed in mind, prompt to act or respond, done, born, or accepted a choice without reluctance. Are these blowing you away? Or relating to the will or power of choosing, like your volition. So I love what willingness means, because that is the stuck point. For a lot of us, it's a stuck point. We think we know better. We think we know better. We also think we've read something somewhere, or somebody else has a different opinion. We're looking at all these things and getting putting our mind into the blender. That's what we do. We're not in the willingness place. And here's the hard truth. Your willingness means that you're 100%, where you are right now with your life means you're 100% satisfied with where it is if it's just staying the same. That blow you away? That was my cosmic 2x4. I heard this when I was listening to that podcast. And he said, 100%, you are 100% satisfied with your life the way it is, otherwise it would be different. Think about that. That's a good ponderer. That's one of those meditative marination of the brain things that you need to really, really think about that and think, is this correct? Yes, it is, unless you are in process of doing the work to get to the other side, unless you're in the bridge building business. We've talked about that. You are here, your goal is there, there's a bridge that needs to be built. The only one who can do that work is you. Yes, you know how. Maybe the things that you don't, you can figure out. Yes, you've got the building materials, and the things that you don't have, you can get. Yes, you can do this if you are willing. The first thing that comes first is willing. Willing. When you're willing, things get done. When you're willing, you'll find a way. Diana Nyad, I've shared that story with you. 3 times it took her before she finally got across from Cuba to Miami. 3 times. She was 64 when she did it her third time. She was surrounded, not in a shark cage, by the way. She was surrounded with sharks, stinging jellyfish, and she was getting knocked out all the way, getting stung, getting whatever. When she got there, her face was swollen, and you know what she said as soon as she landed on that ground? Find a way. Find a way. Because why? Willingness. Willingness is what paved the way. Willingness is what built the bridge. Willingness is what put her in the water as a 64-year-old woman getting Social Security, but making a decision about her life that would completely change everything. It changed the way 60-year-old women started to look at their lives. It changed the way a lot of women looked at their lives and saying, well, wait a second. She wanted it that bad. She worked for it that hard. And that's what it is. That's what willingness does. It puts you in the trenches. I'm going to share a little piece from one of our dear comrades in arms, and that's our Jenny. Jenny posted today that she hit a milestone, in her journey. She hit a milestone. No looking back is what she said. No looking back. What do I see when I see Jenny? Oh, and I'm going to get crying. I'm going to start crying. I see willingness. I see willingness to do the work, no matter what. No matter what gets put on your table at a restaurant and it looks pretty darn good. I see a willingness that says, I am stronger than that. I see a willingness that says, I'm focused, I know what I want. I'm focused on the things that I want to expand in my life. I see that. That is willingness. That's willingness, capital W. And that's what I want for you. That's why I mention this stuff all the time. Until you get to the place of willingness, all the other rah-rah stuff isn't going to do a darn thing for you. The hard truth is we need to be in this place of discovery of where we're willing to go, and making our willingness the tools, our willingness the energy, our willingness to go the extra mile and do the things that we need to do. Jenny, always, we have your back. We love you. The thing is, everybody can, but very few will. I want that to land hard. And if it's a cosmic 2x4, and if you're going, ooh, that hurt, good. We have to be in that place because this is your comeuppance right now. This is your call. This is the phone call. Hey, are you home? Are you willing? Are you ready? Should we build? Should we do these things? If you want to, it's all there. If you need some tools, I'll help you out. If you have some questions, ask me. That's what I'm saying. I am here with you. I'm the foreman, but you better be willing. You better be willing, and you better say, you know, I'm just done with the excuses. I'm done with all the reasons why not. I am here and I'm ready, because everybody can and very few will. And I have seen success after success after success, and I've also seen a lot of failure. And you know what outlines, you know, the differentiator? The success stories are all from the willing women that I worked with. Every single one of them willing. Every single one of them listening. Every single one of them taking the tools out of the toolbox and hammering their own bridge. Are you willing to do that? Everybody can, but very few will. Remember, words are words, but actions speak volumes about who you are, and also are the thing that are going to just send you out into orbit and get the things done that you want to get done. You cannot do that. You cannot do that unless you take action. It doesn't happen. That bridge will not get built. And you know what it is? I've said this before, and it's one of my favorite things. Half-assery is the mechanism. You know, it's the default mechanism. Well, okay, you got me, I'll do it. Sort of. Boom, boom, boom goes the hammer. How hard is that going to get the nail in? It's not. That's half-assery. You're going to put that nail in? Bam! Do it. Put the nail in. Get busy. Do it like you mean it. Put some emotion behind it. When Jenny today, when she posted her post, I could feel it. I could feel what was behind all of that. And let me just tell you, she had the emotional thing going. She had her eyes on the prize. She went for it no matter what was on the table, so to speak, right? She went for it. And when she posted and she said, hey, hit a milestone, I just went, wow, this is so great. It is so great. It's beyond great. And you know what? That's what it takes, because that willingness is going to push. It's going to push you over into the place that you want to go. As long as you're willing. Half-assery doesn't work, You know, did you know that squirrels can't find 74% of the nuts that they bury? Did you know that? They're so busy all winter long. They're burying their nuts everywhere, and they can't find them, most of them. 3/4 of them. 3/4 of them. But this is what happens to you when you bury your dreams. You're not going to find it. You can't bury your dreams. You have to keep your dreams above ground. You have to use your voice to say, this is what my dream is, and you have to go forward. You have to go forward with your tools, with your action steps, with your plan, with your eyes forever focused on that vision that you have for yourself. When you do that, that's when you move the needle. Elizabeth's exactly right. You cannot be lukewarm. What does the Bible say about that? I spit it out of my mouth. Lukewarm is just, it's the worst. It's nothing. It's just, Be on fire. Be on fire. When you're on fire, you know what? You catch fire to everyone else. Yeah, this is going to be, you know what? We can take people with us. I took Mark with me for the first time on the sprint, and he'd say, well, can I have this? And I said, are you hungry? I just about died laughing on that. We just start laughing. But this is, this is something for everyone. Not everybody should be eating like this. It's not just for women who weight issues. It's not just for this or that. It's not just for anyone. This is how we need to be minding we are the keepers of these bodies of ours, the only ones we have. This is what we need to be doing. So half-assery just isn't going to make it. You can't drive nails with half-assery. And if you're burying your dreams, you're going to be just like a squirrel, most of them missing, most of them unable to find. Your dream needs to be present. Your dream needs to be a vision board. Your dream needs to be forever in front of your eyes, in your journal, all about what you want. And you need to put a little bit of emotion behind it and an action plan. Once you do that, everything starts to shift. So don't bury your dreams. Our dreams are important to us. Don't dismiss them. You're important. So how do we develop willingness? Well, the first thing is we've got 5 things, okay? Your willingness, and this is your alignment assignment. Know that willingness is the key to the door. That's what's going to open up the secret door to the passageway of what it is that you want. That's what it is. It's willingness. Because you are ready, you are able, you just need to be willing. If we can open up the door to willing, everything will tumble out. Everything will, I promise you. Number 2 is be open to a different way of doing things. If you've always, but I've always done it this way. And when I was 25 years old, I went on Weight Watchers and I lost all this weight. Well, you know, I've done this that way. You know, wake up and smell the coffee. Science has changed. Nutrition has shifted. We know more than we did 30 years ago. Let's start to do this. Let's start to do this in a way where we can put a different way on the table and say, hey, what about this? And let's see how this will do. And, you know, by all means, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't worry about that, because the next one is failure is an Edison moment. You know, we talked about Edison. Edison failed how many times to make the light bulb? It just means you found one more way that it didn't work. So what? The whole point is you don't quit on yourself. And it's not a pronouncement of you as a failure. It just means you found a way to not make it work. So what? That means you're that much closer to making it work. Right? The other thing is whatever I'm on, I don't know, somebody count. Don't compare. Don't compare yourself to other people and say, well, she, and well, her, and well, he, and well, everybody else, and I can't, and this, that, and the other thing. Comparison just takes the energy right out of your joy. Not only is it a thief of joy, but it also takes away everything it is that you want to do. It does. Because now you're focused on that instead of being focused on the thing that you want. So don't do that. Instead, be inspired by these people. Just say, oh, if she can do it, so can I. You know, that's that rising tide lifting all the boats. Because we can do it all together. We can, as long as we are in it to win it. That's the way it works. The other thing is, and this is, this is the last one, and this is number 5, learn from it. Learn from it as you go. Learn all the things as you go along. Shampoo, rinse, repeat. We don't quit on ourselves. Wise women never quit on themselves. You know what wise women do? They rise to the occasion. They rise to the occasion. And then they're open to advice. And then they said, hey, guess what? I can do it differently this time. Or, oh, you know what? If I did this one thing, that's going to change everything. It's like how we're doing our house, right? I decided not to do the big kitchen redo because it was going to be extraordinarily expensive. You know, all of this stuff. And with a couple of quick fixes, I can make pretty much the kitchen of my almost dreams. You know, there's still a couple of things that I'm going to want to do. So guess what? It just made it simpler, didn't it? Just tightened up the whole thing, the process of redoing my house. And so I'm going to be sharing with you as I go with this whole process. I mean, this is what we talk about all the time. If you're going to build a house, your foundation better be really strong. And you better have cleaned out the debris that was there in the first place so that you can have a clean starting place for that foundation. Well, I'm remodeling a house, you know, when I use that term loosely. So I'm going to take you all the way through. We're going to get internet up there just as soon as we can. And that's where I'm going to be doing my shows. We're going to be doing a lot of work up there. It's going to be all-encompassing until we move in the beginning of the year. In the meantime, I want you to remember this hard truth. This is a hard truth. Your willingness is the only thing holding you back. You are ready. You are able. Now start to be willing. Got it? This is how we change the whole trajectory of our lives. This is it. This is the secret key. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate all of you. Peace be with you. We'll see you tomorrow. Q&A. Don't forget. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.